Hello. Today I'm going to start a brand new channel called English Guruji. Through this channel, I would like to solve all your issues which you're facing in English. Personally, I feel that one of the most important topics in English, which most people are, most people are facing problem, is subject-verb agreement. So I thought let's start with this particular topic, which is my personal favorite as well. It's called subject-verb agreement. The other name of subject-verb agreement is subject-verb concord. Now, before I go into detail, let me tell you what does this topic deal in. Now, each sentence is basically made up of three parts. That is the subject, the verb, and the object. Now, the subject and verb should be in accordance with each other. What I mean to say is that the verb used in a sentence should be according to the subject of the sentence. For example, we'll take up some rules. The first rule, what does Rule 1 state that? Rule 1 states that if the noun used in the subject is singular, the verb should be singular as well. Now, when I say it should be in accordance, what I mean is that the noun should match with the form of verb used in the sentence. But here there is an exception. There is a catch here. There is an exception here. The exception is that a noun with an S, a noun with an S is plural, but a verb with an S is singular. Okay, like for example, if I add S to the word boy, it becomes boys, which means plural noun. But if I add S to a verb, like for example, if I add S to the word sings, it is a singular verb which is to be used with a singular noun. So this is the first subject rule. What is the first rule? That if the noun used in the subject is singular, the verb should be singular as well. It should be according to the subject used in the sentence. Let's take up some examples. The boy, suppose I have a sentence, the boy dash in the field, and I have to choose between the verb play and plays. As you can see, the boy is singular, so the verb should also be singular. Now, singular verb will have an S. That means my correct answer is plays. The boy plays. As I always say, two S's cannot be written together. If it is boys, it cannot be plays. Okay. Now let's take up another example. For example, let's take another example to this rule. So suppose it is children. Children dash in the field. Again, the option is play oblique plays. So my answer should be, because children is plural, my verb will be plural as well. So the answer is play. Okay. So this is the first rule. Once again, I'll tell you what topic are we dealing in. We are dealing with a very important topic in English grammar, that is subject-verb agreement. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean that a verb used in a sentence should always be matching, should always be according to the subject used in the sentence. If the subject is singular, verbs should be singular. If the subject is plural, verb should be plural. But the only thing is, what you have to keep in mind is that a noun with an S is plural, but a verb with an S is singular. This is very, very important. Then we took up some examples. For example, the boy plays in the field, whereas the boy plays in the field, whereas the children play. Now, as a wise man has said that everything has an exception to this in this world. So each and every rule basically will have an exception. Now let us see what are the exceptions in this rule. Now as I said that if the subject is singular, verb will be singular. Suppose the subject was like this: Ram and Mohan dash in the field. Suppose again we have to choose between play and plays, because Ram and Mohan are two people. They are plural. So verb also will be plural. That means the correct option over here is play. Okay, not plays, because two nouns are joined with the help of and. Okay, one more example. The prince and his family dash here. Suppose it is oblique are. Now, because there are more number of people, prince as well as his family, that means the option will be are, plural. Okay, plural verb. Now, as I was talking about exceptions, let us see what is the exception to this rule. So the exception is, suppose two nouns are joined with the help of and, but still they are talking about a single person, a single object, a single commodity, the verb will be singular. Now what do I mean by this? Suppose I say the prince and poet dash dead. Okay, and you have to choose between is and are. Okay, so in this case the sentence, in this case the answer is. Now you will ask me that, ma'am, why the answer is? It should be are, because there are two nouns which are joined with the help of and. But my answer is, both the prince and poet mean the same person. The prince is only the poet. Now you will ask me, ma'am, how did you know that the prince is only the poet? My answer to this question is, look at the article. There is only one article, that is before the prince. Suppose the sentence would have been like this: the prince and the poet dash dead. And you had the option to choose between is and are. The answer over here in this case would have been are. Why? Because there are two people. That is, one is the prince, one is the poet. So that is why the answer is are. Okay. So once again we'll recapitulate. We'll recap what we learned so far. So I am taking up subject verb concord or subject verb agreement in this video, which basically means that a verb used in a sentence should be according to the noun. Okay, that means it should match the noun. If the noun is singular, verb should be singular. If the noun is plural, verb should be plural. Okay, and vice versa. So if the noun used in the sentence is singular, verb should be singular, and vice versa. Vice versa means and the opposite. Okay, but there is an exception to this rule. What is the exception? The exception is, there's a catch in this rule. A noun with an S is plural, but a verb with an S is singular. As I said, boy with an S is boys, that is plural boys. But sing with an S is a singular verb. Now we took up some examples over here, and these are the ones marked in red are the respective answers to these sentences. So this was all about rule 1. Now let's take up rule 2. When there are two nouns or two subjects. When there are two nouns or two subjects used in a sentence, when there are two nouns and two subjects used in a sentence, but they are joined using with or along with or as well as. Mind you, there are two nouns on the subject which are joined with the help of with or along with or as well as. They are not joined using and. Look at this sentence. They were joined using and. But in this rule, they are not joined using and. They are joined using with or along with or as well as. Then the verb will be according to the first subject. Now, what do I mean by the first subject? Let us see a sentence. Iron as well as gold dash found here. Iron as well as gold dash found here. Now, as you can see, there are two nouns in this sentence, that is iron and gold. Both are material noun. Okay, there are two heads. So, logically, the answer should have been are. But then, they are joined with the help of as well as. So, what does the rule state? The rule states that when two nouns are joined with the help of as well as or with or along with, then the verb is according to the first subject. So what is the first subject? Iron. Now iron is singular, so the answer should be is. Okay, the answer should be is. Is found here, not are. Let's take up another example. The king with his ministers dash down the lane. Okay, and the option is walk oblique walks. Okay, now again we see that there are two nouns. One is king, another one is ministers, and both are joined with the help of with. Okay, so again we are going to see the first subject. Now my first subject is king, so the correct answer is walks. Okay, one more example. The families with the student dash here. Now in this case, as we can see, there are two nouns, that is families and student. Now because the first subject is families, my answer will be are, not is. Because second subject is singular but first subject is plural, that is families. So the answer should be are. So this was the second rule. What was rule number 2? That when two nouns are joined or two subjects are joined with the help of with or along with or as well as, the verb should be in according to the first subject. Let's take up rule number 3. There are many rules in subject-verb agreement. Some we are going to cover in this video. The others we'll cover in the part 2 of this video. Kindly write in the comment box as well. What are the videos, what are the topics you want me to cover in my videos. And please let me know if you understood everything or you want me to give you more examples, help you out in some other way. So let's take up rule number 3. Whenever a sentence starts with every, each, one, many a, one, many a. So whenever a sentence starts with each, every, one, many a, then the verb is always singular. I've often heard people saying everyone are happy. It's absolutely wrong. Whenever a sentence starts with, whenever a noun is connected with each, every, many, a, one, then the verb has to be singular. One of the books. Dash tone. What will you fill here? Is. Because we're talking about one of the books, not all. One of the books. Each one was happy, is happy. Everyone is pleased. Okay, so I hope you have understood what does rule 3 states. That whenever a sentence starts with each, every, one, many a, then the verb is singular. So till now we have taken up 3 rules. First rule was very simple. If the subject is singular, verb is singular. If the subject is plural, verb is plural. Second rule was that if two nouns are joined with the help of with, along with, or as well as, then the subject is the verb will be according to the first subject. Then rule 3 stated that whenever a sentence starts with each, every, one, many a, then the verb is singular. And here are some examples. Okay. Now let's take up rule number 4. What does rule number 4 states? That when a noun is written with either or neither, the verb is always singular. Now, please pay attention. I said if a noun. I did not say if two nouns. If a noun is written with either or neither, the verb is singular. For example, either of the boys. Now, don't pay attention to boys. Pay attention on either. Okay, do not pay attention to boys. Pay attention to either. So, either of the boys dash here. My answer will be is. Okay, so when a noun is written with either or neither, the verb is always singular. Okay, next one. Neither of the girls dash happy. Again, the option is or are. Sorry. Then the answer is. Neither of the girls is. I am not going to pay attention to girls. Now, why did I say focus on the word a noun? Because again, there is an exception. As I said, there is always an exception in this world. Okay, so what is the exception? Let's take up here. When two nouns are joined with either or neither, the verb is according to the noun nearest to it. Okay, now what do I mean by nearest to it? Let's see. Either he or they dash here. Now, my verb will be filled in the blank here, which is just near the noun they, which is just near the pronoun they. Okay, so the answer over here will be either are or were according to the blank. Okay, why did I fill are or were? Because it is just near the word they. Now, they is plural, verb will be plural. Okay, suppose the sentence would have been either he or I dash happy. And the options are is, am and are. Now, because the verb to be filled is near I, that means the verb which will be filled will be am. Okay, so what is this rule? When two nouns are joined with the help of either or neither, the verb is according to the noun nearest to it. I hope you people have understood the 4 rules which I took up in this session, and I am really grateful to those people who have subscribed to my channel. Please keep supporting. Let me know if I need to take up some other content, any other topic, and we will complete this topic. This topic is not yet complete. We will take up this topic in the next video. Yeah.